Hey, it's Tpok. I am back in Katawa Shoujo. We left off at a pretty emotional part, and we're gonna continue that scene, so. You know, when I read a good book or look at a good starry sky or whatever, sometimes I too feel something profound, like shoot, I don't know how to describe it. But the instant I try to put it into words, I feel that I lose something. It doesn't feel as real, as true as it did inside my head. It feels a bit phony. Damn, even what I just said felt phony. I offer a smile that is meant to be between funny and self-depreciating. Or self-deprecating. But Rin doesn't react. Anyway, it might be that nobody can ever express their true feelings so that others understand. Reality has no chance of living up to what someone has inside their head. Nothing can match that. Not even your paintings, except maybe for you. But I suppose you can't keep everything inside. You'd explode for real then. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's wrong to express your feelings, even if you use your painting as your conduit. You can't just expect people to understand you any better than they would if you did it any other way. In fact, you can't expect people to understand you at all. It's because everything is so subjective. You see the world the way you do, but it's different from everyone else. But isn't that terrible? I guess it is in a way. She frowns, looking probably as stricken as she can, which is not much, but it's enough for me to understand that Rin is not particularly happy. I think it might make me sad after all. Yeah, I know. I wish I could do something to help it. I don't think I sound bitter, even though I am a little. This is my problem. I cannot be what Rin wants for her, and for the same reason she can't do the same for me either. She makes a difficult face, trying to pick the words she wants to say. So Rin has times when it's hard to say anything, too. It can't be helped, I think. But if you say that, it makes me feel a little better. It's funny how some seemingly irrelevant things are the most significant ones at times like this. Like how Rin's voice is very, very small, barely audible when she says that. And how even her short bangs can cover her eyes when she looks downwards. And how they can't cover up the deep red color rising on her cheeks all the way to the tips of her ears. They turn into a very interesting shade of red. A deafening silence follows. It's very awkward, as if I saw something that wasn't meant to be seen, even if it wasn't on purpose. I don't know what to say to that, but I keep feeling like I should know. She doesn't either. Still, it feels like there's no momentum to lose even if we keep silent. Like we have some weird wordless connection that would hold even so. Rin keeps shifting her weight from one foot to the other restlessly, looking everywhere around the room except at me. She is the one who finally breaks the spell. Can we go? I don't want to stay here. Oh, yeah, of course. I just sounded like a robot for some reason. Where? My reply is covering my nervousness as badly as her question is covering hers. You can go wherever you like. I want to sleep. I haven't really slept for a few weeks. It feels like there's a flock of light blue butterflies inside my head. It makes it hard to think properly. The kind that you think too blue to really exist. Like Emmy's panties this morning. She shakes her head and I almost expect a couple of ultramarine colored morphos to pop out of her ears. A small smile tugs upwards the corners of her mouth. That reminds me, the blue, not the panties. The word for a flock of butterflies is a swarm. I looked it up. That makes my eyebrow rise into a questioning arc. Why don't you use it then? I like the other word better. Why look it up in the first place then? Then you should use it, right? She nods and falls silent, her gaze escaping mine to the side, attracted by the dark orange sunlight refracting from the windows. We'd like to stay like that for a little while, me silently looking at her, silently looking out of the window. Lots of silence. Hey, you alright now? She glances at me from the corner of her eye, looking wistful again. The sunlight's reflection doesn't betray any more of her inner feelings. I'll need to think about that. I want to continue this conversation, grasping at those straws that she finally revealed to even exist. But Rin is looking out of the window so absent-mindedly that I know she won't be responsive in any way that would make sense. It's like some kind of defense mechanism of hers, to avoid being sensible. Her mind is like a butterfly in itself, always fluttering somewhere away whenever it's stirred. Just when I thought I could see behind her veil, she jumps out of my reach again. Maybe that's just how Rin is. Maybe that's something I should just accept to get some peace of mind. Okay, I'll walk you back to the dorms then. Thanks. Really. The empty hallways of the school, devoid of its students, feel very lonely. Less than 1 hour after summer vacation began, the building seems to be deserted, and all that intrudes on the stillness of the hallways are our footsteps. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and teachers. As though the school has become a private world for only the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust. I think I have to change. She says it out of the blue while we walk down the staircase from the 3rd floor, still managing to feel like she's mirroring what I was just thinking before. That's what people must do sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there would be so much to talk about. And even those words drown in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said. You should have said more, Hisao. You need to speak up, man. The first day of summer vacation is a disappointment. I woke up, water came down from the leaden sky. Leaden? I don't know. In biblical proportions. I was optimistic at the time. A quick summer shower, I thought. Torrents of rain for a few minutes and then it's gone. No such luck. Rainwater is relentlessly pouring down from the blue-gray sky outside, streaming down the glass of my window in small brooks and rivers gathering together to form miniature ponds on the walkways. Just like it has done for the past 2.5 hours. So I've been half-assedly cleaning up in between half-assedly reading a book, packing my stuff on the side when I get bored of the first two. The weather drags my spirits pretty down too, making it harder to do anything properly. Something bumping quite loudly against my door rouses me from my apathy. Kenji? I hope it's not Kenji in his crazy indoors bowling alley. He has that? I hear no more sounds from the corridor until I walk to the door and open it. Oh, hello, Rin. I wish seeing her would evoke some more emotion in me, but for one, I'm too surprised that she came to see me, and for two, she is soaking wet. Her uniform shirt is drenched and she is standing in a self-created puddle. Droplets of rainwater are dripping from her short bangs and sliding down her nose until they fall down from the tip. One by one. Hi. How are you feeling? Medium normal. The relative questionability of her statement aside, she sure doesn't look too good. You're all wet. It's because I can't come from the outside. Do you know it? Why'd you be outside? Why'd you be outside? Okay. It's raining buckets out there if you haven't noticed. I haven't. It's raining pretty hard though. I was on a walk. Is this what you call wallowing in self-pity? Do you think I'm pitiful? No, I implied that you think you are. I am not, and rain is not a sad thing. Don't you ever walk in the rain? I do, but only with proper equipment like an umbrella. You just need to imagine you have a blue umbrella with white stripes. It might be tough when rain is falling on my head. Just imagine harder. Yeah, she's definitely back to normal. Those half-sarcastic, inconsiderate remarks that really push my buttons even though she doesn't mean it. That vacant, spaced-out stare that always expects more than it gives. It's so very much like her. I may need to come in. I need some help with this water and the clothes I'm wearing. My brain quickly solves this equation and I stumble with my words, a stark display of contrast against Rin's easygoing self-invitation. But Emmy... Rin shakes her head vehemently. She does that a lot apparently. I think I've read that like 4 times, causing water to sprinkle everywhere. She left. Besides, she would just worry and fuss until she could not worry or fuss anymore, which always takes a troublesomely long time. In fact, longer than I want to hear her fussing, and I thought you probably are not the fussing kind. She slumps down on my desk with a squishy sound. Her soaked clothes are making the desk and everything on it wet, but she doesn't care. I would care, Hisao. Okay, fine, I'll help you out. I have a towel somewhere. Do you want dry clothes? Is an uniform fine? I'm taller than you, but everything is fine. With a little searching, I find a fresh uniform and a fluffy towel from the depths of my closet. The towel in one hand and the uniform in the other, I turn to face Rin again, uncertain of the next step. Oh, I didn't get to read that. Oh, the towel in one hand and the uniform in the other, I turn to face Rin again, uncertain of the next step. There's something wrong with me. A normal guy would just... Stop worrying. It isn't a problem. She probably could see right through my hesitant demeanor, as if I was completely transparent to her. I push my anxiety away and concentrate on the 8 buttons aligned on her shirt, just like mine has. Only the first button is an obstacle, and after getting over it, I undo the others with slightly less shaking hands. Oh, okay. Throwing the soaked shirt aside, I reveal Rin's pale upper body, shrouded only in her light blue brassiere, which instantly reminds me of her saying that it's her favorite color. Trying not to think too much about stuff, but it's hard not to look at her body with what I can only think of as mixed feelings. I don't know what to think of this, so I just watch her. Rin looks brittle. She's like a shell, a fragile thing just barely holding together. Her ribs, each of them visible under her pale skin, are moving up and down in the rhythm of her breaths. Rin always struck me as quite thin, but I realize now that the manic creative period before the exhibition opening might have caused her to lose weight. Did she eat properly and enough? Definitely not, and probably not. This ugly yet beautiful bare minimum of a human body that belongs to someone I care about is a contradiction of aesthetics in itself, oddly becoming of her. My eyes follow her collarbone to her shoulder and down her arm until the abrupt end. No, it's less than the bare minimum, I think, with a passing pang of sadness and some guilt for thinking like that. Jeez, dude. What? Okay. Her arms degenerated into almost nothing but bone and skin due to lack of use. I look very short now that the long sleeves of her uniform are not covering them. My lack of any negative reactions makes me think that I've actually grown pretty accustomed to the various physical abnormalities of my schoolmates. I've always wondered why Rin keeps her shirt sleeves long, only tying them in a simple knot at where the elbow would be. It seems a bit impractical, but then again she's not exactly the pinnacle of practicality. Maybe she likes it. Maybe it is somehow important to her. Maybe there is no deeper meaning to it. I feel like asking and almost do, but Rin's miserable state requires a higher priority of my attention. She stopped talking too, after we ran out of spiky greetings. I guess there's no need for chit-chat then. I pick up the towel from the bed and wrap it around her head, rumpling it all over her hair until most of the rainwater is hopefully soaked into the fabric. She peeks from below the towel at me, looking up with impassive eyes. It looks like she wants to say something without saying it. It's that kind of look. But I can't read what she's thinking about from her face, so I just keep on fussing with the towel around her shoulders and hair. The silence is oppressive, terrifying. Communication between us has suddenly been reduced to the movements of my hands and the towel, and Rin swaying her body to and fro. My jagged breathing and her quiet breaths trying to find a common rhythm that just is not there. I think I can hear her heartbeats, or maybe that they're just mine redoubled. As I brush a rogue strand of hair aside from her ear, Rin suddenly presses her cheek against the back of my hand. The contact is electric, a jolt of current surging through me. Whether she seeks comfort, warmth, or just my touch, I wouldn't know, but I can't help touching her back, caressing her soft cheek with my hand. And with closed eyes, she kisses me on the fingers, counting the joints with her lips. I am saddened beyond my expressive capability. Here we are, a boy and a girl, both in love or something like that with each other, or maybe not, and yet something is broken. I can feel it in me and Rin, in the way that our gazes merely brush against each other, shying away from contact, in her closed, timid posture, and my way of touching her like a china doll, afraid of shattering her delicate form. And how we are closer than we have ever been, yet I'm not feeling happy. It's like yesterday. When did tenderness and forlornness become one and the same word? Acts of affection start invoking only longing. How? Why did we end up like this? No, don't answer that, I'd like to say to myself. But fighting against the omniscience of self-awareness is a lost cause. Still, I am here, and Rin is here, and it feels like she might be able to solve whatever problem she has. And if she can, why couldn't I? Why couldn't we? It feels like taking that step is too much, too difficult, too uncertain. So for now, all I can do is dry her up so she won't get a cold again. I pet her head, trying to sort out the hair that refuses to be sorted out even when wet. A pair of dark glazed eyes follows my every movement. Pants too? She nods in answer, leans back and spreads her legs with a grotesquely inviting gesture that makes a nasty feeling crawl up and down my spine like a bad premonition. It's not enough to sober me though, as the silence is starting to make me feel detached from myself. I move automatically without thinking, even though I should. I should talk to her about this, or at least something. The silence is a spell, a pact that has bound us to this private world made of the dull sound of rainfall and the soft feel of her skin against my fingers. The button of her trousers is fastened tight, but it opens surprisingly easily. Slipping them off is hard, mostly because she is sitting on them, with no intention of standing up to ease my task. I kneeled down uncomfortably and titillatingly between her legs so that I can dry her bare feet, remembering that they are as important to her as hands are to me. As I work the towel up from her ankles, Rin brushes her thigh against my cheek and nudges the small of my back with her heel to make me come closer. I look up to meet her silent stare that was waiting for me to look up. That unassuming, expectant stare seems to say that the ball is in my court. I fleetingly brush my hand against her inner thigh. The touch makes her gasp sharply, as if she was trying to hold back breathing. What if I do this, then? The small kiss I place on her thigh is enough to make Rin lose her composure, to shut her eyes and squeal almost inaudibly. Really? Okay. Is that what you want to? Oh, is that what you want to? Would it be alright now to take this step? What if... maybe if... Hazy thoughts float somewhere in the back of my unfocused mind. Somehow this whole situation is making it hard to think, as if my head was full of cotton fluff. But that's alright. It seems thinking is not something we need right now. Oh jeez.